Hey, it's Coach Justin from Ultimate Baseball Training, and today we're talking about 5 simple things that all really good hitters do. Now, really good hitters, they hit the ball hard and they hit it hard consistently, right? And that leads to more confidence in themselves on the field and in their abilities. And so that's where I want to help you get so that you can, hit the ball consistently, and not only that, but hit it hard and really just have confidence in yourself. And that's going to allow you to have more success and more fun. So I really think you're going to enjoy today's video. If you're not subscribed to our channel yet, hit that subscribe button, join the UBT family. We're coming out with new videos every single week and I don't want you to miss any. But without further ado, let's jump into this one. All right, so the very first thing that you're gonna see that's common amongst all really good hitters is they watch their teammates at bats. Number one, you should watch your teammates and you should root for your teammates. You should cheer them on, you should help them out, right? This is a team sport, you can't do it all alone. So you should be supporting your teammates. That's the first reason why you should watch them. But also, there's so many great benefits that it's gonna provide to you if you watch your teammates. Because think about it, in the typical baseball game, you're gonna get what? 4 at bats, right? That's the usual, 4 at bats. Sometimes maybe a little bit more, sometimes maybe a little bit less. But if all you're paying attention to is your 4 at bats, well then you're not gonna have as much success as someone who not only pays attention to all 4 of their at bats, but they're also paying attention to all the at bats of their teammates, right? There's 9 hitters. And so if you pay attention to all 9 hitters or all 8 of your teammates, if you pay attention to all 4 of their at-bats, you're gonna pick up so much more information on, the pitcher's tendencies. What pitch does he like to start hitters off with? Does it depend on where you're at in the order, or does he always throw a first pitch fastball, right? What is his out pitch? What does he like to go to with 2 strikes? When he has count leverage on a hitter, how does he like to put them away? If he always with 2 strikes, no matter if it's 0-2, 1-2, 2-2, if he always tries to throw a curveball, well then if you get into a 2-strike situation at the plate, guess what you're most likely gonna get? And so there's so much information that you can pick up by watching your teammates at bats. I call them mental reps, right? You wanna get as many mental reps as possible. And you'll notice this with big league guys, okay? Sure, in the dugout, are they, sitting down next to their teammate and sometimes having a conversation or sharing a few laughs? Absolutely, but these guys are still taking the game seriously and they're still mentally locked in. You won't see big league guys that are completely screwing around in the dugout. There's a difference between having fun, which you should be having fun, you should be smiling and laughing and chuckling and having a good time with your teammates, but you also need to be locked in so that you can give yourself the best advantages you can at the plate. The next common thing that you're gonna see with a lot of the best hitters on the planet is a consistent routine. And I mean a consistent routine from really the moment that they wake up in the morning on game day, but let's just call it from your on-deck circle routine all the way through your at-bat. You need to have a consistent routine. I recommend, trying to get into a rhythm of, your habits as you warm up for the game and what you like to have as a pregame meal and, how you like to get your mind right before you play. I think you should have routines for that too, but you definitely want to dial in your routine from the on-deck circle all the way through your at-bat. And so what do I mean by this? Well, baseball, there's so many things in baseball that we cannot control. They're outside of our control, right? So you can't control whether the pitcher that you face today is a right-hander or a left-hander. I wish you could, but you can't. You can't control where their arm slot is. You can't control the umpire behind the plate. And if he has a hitter-friendly, zone that's a little bit tighter, or if he's wide open and he favors the pitchers more. You can't control that. You can't control the weather. There's a million things in baseball that you cannot control. And so I'm a firm believer in the fact that if there's so much outside of our control, we should try to control what we can to, the maximum, right? And so how do you do that? Well, in the on-deck circle, I recommend doing the same thing. That's what routine is, having a routine, something that you can go to with all of these things you can't control. Every single time you get into the on-deck circle, it should be the exact same. And so if you turn on a big league game and you watch these guys, you're not gonna see them their first at bat of the day do one specific thing in the on-deck circle, and then their second at bat do something completely different, and their third at bat do something different than that, right? If they like to do, 3 arm circles on their left, and then if they like to do 3 on the right, and then they like to take 3 aggressive swings, and then maybe stretch or whatever the case may be, everyone can have their own routine. but they're not going to switch that from at bat to at bat, or just get out there the first time that they do that routine that I just described, and then next time maybe they just take one swing and then they get into their stretching. No, it's the exact same every single time. It's routine. Then how do you walk to the plate? And when you step into the batter's box, what does your routine look like? I always recommend, because a lot of times, especially at the lower levels, you're gonna have holes from previous hitters in the batter's box. So I always recommend cleaning it out, resurfacing, making the batter's box the way that you like it, all right? Then obviously your routine's gonna be, you're gonna get your sign from the third base coach, and then what are you gonna do? I always like to have my bat up in the air like this and look at the label, right? And take a nice, big, deep breath. And then, some hitters, you'll see they like to have their hand up like this, signifying time. And then they step in with their back foot first, back foot, check plate coverage as they step in with their lead foot, right? And then they're good to go. And so you don't have to do that routine, but you should have some routine. And then in between pitches, all right? Whether you fouled the pitch off, you took the pitch, ball, strike, does not matter. What's your routine? Are you gonna, wipe the batter's box clean once again? What are you doing to control what you can on the baseball field? And talking about routine, that directly ties into the next thing that you're gonna see all great hitters do, and that is resetting after every single pitch. And so whether it's a ball or a strike, whether you swung or you didn't, whether you fouled it off, does not matter. At the end of the day, the best baseball players learn to play in the present moment. They learn to play pitch to pitch. And so the only way to do that is you have to have some way of resetting yourself. And so let's just say I was in the batter's box here, right? Maybe it's my first at bat of the day, I'm ready to go, and I know that this pitcher on the mound, he likes to lead a lot of hitters off with fastballs. And so I'm sitting fastball, I've got my fastball timing, I'm ready to go. If he throws it over the wide of the plate, I'm hitting it right. And so I'm ready to go, and he throws a perfect fastball right over the wide of the plate, right over the middle, belt high. It's right where I like it. And instead of crushing a double or a home run, instead of doing that, I just miss it and I foul it off, right? Or maybe I got frozen. Maybe I just wasn't truly ready to hit. Either way, I didn't get a base hit. I didn't make an out, right? I'm still living to see another pitch. And so at that point, what do? You have to have some form or way of resetting yourself. And so it depends, it's personal preference, it's up to you. But I would always recommend, wiping off the box, wiping it clean, right? Because that pitch is done and over with. You're obviously gonna step out, regather your thoughts. And then what's your routine? Are you gonna, put the bat here and undo your batting gloves? Are you gonna, immediately look down at your third base coach? Are you gonna look somewhere else? What is your routine? How are you going to reset yourself? Maybe it's you look towards the third base coach, okay, make sure nothing's on, all right, cool. And then maybe your reset process happens right here with, holding your bat out and looking at the label. You'll see a lot of major league guys taking a deep breath here. And that's kind of their way of releasing that previous pitch and now getting ready for this next pitch, all right? But whatever you do, you have to have some way to reset yourself, because the worst thing that can happen is you foul that pitch off, or you get kind of frozen, you're not ready to hit, and you step out and you just look and the third base coach just claps, there's nothing on, and you step back in and you're still thinking about, you think you're ready for this next pitch to come, but you're still thinking about how you're mad about that last pitch that you didn't handle well, right? And you can't be living in the past. You have to play this pitch. So reset yourself after every single pitch. The next thing you'll see with all great hitters is that they make the pitchers throw strikes, okay? Now, I'm a firm believer that when you get in the box, you're not up here to walk. You're not up here to see pitches, although it is important sometimes to, see a pitch or take a pitch in certain instances. But at the end of the day, the object of hitting is to hit the ball, right? We want to hit doubles and triples and home runs. We want to run the bases. We want to slide. We want to get dirty. We want to score runs for our team, right? And so I'm a firm believer that when you get in the box, you need to be aggressive. You need to have an aggressive mentality that you're swinging at this particular pitch. But you don't want to give anything to the pitcher, okay? Hitting is hard enough. And so when you get into the batter's box here and he throws you a pitch that's 2 balls outside and it's low and away and it's, you don't hit that pitch very well and it's a ball anyway, when you start swinging at that because you're overly aggressive, you're not doing yourself any favor. And so good hitters, what they do is they force pitchers to throw strikes, to do their job to throw strikes. And how do you force pitchers to do that? You have good plate discipline. So they swing at good pitches. Don't get me wrong, good hitters, they make pitchers pay for when they leave a fastball or any pitch over the wide of the plate. But under that same breath, they also learn to be patient. They also wait for a good pitch, and they're not swinging at pitchers' pitches. They're not getting themselves out. So that's another thing that great hitters always do. They make pitchers work. They make pitchers throw strikes and do their job. But remember, you have to put a good swing on pitches over the wide of the plate. You have to make the pitcher pay for his mistake. And there's a lot of things that really good hitters do on a consistent basis, but what I'll leave you with for today's video, the last simple thing that all really good hitters do is they focus on what they want to have happen, and they don't focus on what they don't want to have happen. Does that make sense? And so the way that your brain works is it really can only hear certain words. And so when you say something, when you're down in a count 0-2 or 1-2, you have 2 strikes on you, and you tell yourself, man, I hope I don't strike out here, right? I hope I don't swing and miss. All your brain hears is, I hope I strike out here, and I hope I swing and miss. It doesn't register those negative words, those don'ts that you use. And so, granted, you might be up here with 2 strikes thinking, man, yeah, I don't want to strike out here. I want to, do something with my at-bat here. I don't want to strike out. I understand that thinking, but don't think about what you don't want to do. Think about what you're actually trying to do. So if you don't want to strike out, what are you trying to do? You're trying to put the ball in play, right? And so instead of sitting here thinking, man, don't strike out, don't strike out, don't strike out, tell yourself, okay, put the ball in play, see it and hit it, put it in play, put it in play, widen up your zone here, put the ball in play. Same thing if you're pitching or any position. If you're pitching and you got a 3-2 count, you don't say, man, I hope I don't walk this hitter. I hope I don't throw a ball. Please don't throw a ball. Don't. No, you don't do that. You say, throw a strike here, locate. Come on. You've done this a million times. Locate here, throw a strike, hit the catcher's glove. Whatever you have to say that's a positive, but just remember, focus on what you actually want to have happen. Try to get the don'ts and all the negative words that you're trying to avoid. Try to get those out of your vocabulary and out of your mind. So I hope you found today's video helpful, and if you did, then I know you're gonna love the free on-demand hitting training that I put together for you. It's 100% free. It's gonna help you hit the ball more consistently. It's gonna help you hit the ball harder and further. You're gonna hit more doubles, more triples, and more home runs because of it. So it's 100% free. All you have to do to grab it is just click on the link, the very first link that you'll see in the comment section down below. I'll pin that comment and that link for you, so you can just click on that. That'll take you to a page where you can get access to the free on-demand hitting training. So go ahead, do that right now if you're serious about taking your hitting to that next level. And last thing, subscribe to our channel if you're not subscribed already. We're coming out with new baseball videos all the time, in fact, every single week. And if you don't want to miss any of them, subscribe and make sure your notifications are on. Until next time, I'll see you later.